Hey beautiful people, Via English talking to you today, showing you how to do a really quick, really dirty nuke on a lovely map, Quarry. In my opinion, it's one of the harder maps to get nukes on, which is especially in team deathmatch, because I think quite often the best way to get a nuke in team deathmatch is just by camping, which is horrible. And I'd say the easiest way to get a nuke is probably on domination, but I'm showing you a really fun way to get it on demolition. I go flawless here. I think it's 32-0 when I get out the chopper gunner. Right, but enough of that. Let's talk about spots. Let's talk about my setup. I'm using the P90 silence today, mixing it up. I figured you guys are seeing enough of other guns. This is something a bit different. Sleight of hand pro, stop and power pro, ninja pro, tack insert, and stun grenades with RPGs secondary. I will say that even though the P90's got a large clip, it just eats through your bullets, and I'm going to be aware of that when you're using it. But as you can see, it does a pretty good job, and where I am right now on the spawn, it's a really effective place to be. I will say that, like I'm now, I've got the M4. The key point about spawn killing is, or just being aware of where people are going to come, is if you've got sleight of hand pro, you're normally going to be in a better position, even if you're a little bit slower off the bat to react. And as you can see, this is a really strong point just around this corner, but it's not just around that corner, it's this whole area on the other side of that container. I'd say it's a really important area to hold too, because you have a big set of the map. But as you can see, if you look right now, all of my blue team except for one guy is just trying to push their spawn, and because I was in private chat at the time, I believe they weren't being smart, and so as a result, if you push their spawn too hard, it completely changes the map, and they spawn behind where people are pushing into that hangar. So if you see VR Genesis there, he's going to be looking there, and I bet they're going to spawn behind him. And this really screws things up. Yeah, there you go. This really screws things up because it means that the offensive team spawn now at the top of the hill, and they spawn closer to A. And so if you want to protect A, this is useful, but it means that they can really start killing you unexpectedly in your spawn, and they can get their whole team closer to their bomb point than you're going to spawn to their bomb point. So I'll be really careful for that. But seriously, unless you know explicitly that they're rushing A and they're going to be looking to the left, this is a fairly easy to defend part of the map, despite the fact that it's really exposed, because there's all these little pieces of cover. Lion Prone does it, and Ninja Pro is essential, because not only do they not necessarily know you're there, because you can keep running away, but element of surprise. Like, I have no idea what's going on, but I hear this guy in the window, and I'm like, whoa! And see him next week. Now, never call in your air support if you can help it until the beginning of a round, because that way people are caught off guard. So I'm going to call in a chopper gunner, and it's going to do everything it needs to. The only reason I'm not splitting up chopper gunner is so that you can see a little bit about the defensive spawns, and it clarifies my point about spawning at the top of the hill. Also, there's a nice multi-kill at the end. So the original spawn is by that truck, but they spawn further behind that if you're pushing that truck too hard. But if you push, see via Genesis there, if you push A too hard, then they're going to spawn top of the hill, like I was saying, and they're already spawning top of the hill. And as a chopper gunner, you want to be careful, because they can be right beneath you, and as a result, multi-kill. There you go. 32-0, no problems. Easy to do again too. You don't need the whole team. In fact, I will say that we play as a very good team, but then like I said, I think I was in private chat, and the team kind of shot themselves in the foot a little bit and forced the spawn to go behind, because There's a difference between spawn rushing and like carefully hitting the spawns, and my team was definitely spawn rushing. So I'm 32-0 now. Speeding this part of the video up. Hope you've really enjoyed it. I go on to get the bomb plants to make sure buy my teammate a little bit more time and distract them from the important bomb, which is B. My teammate manages to get a nuke, but he's not going to be able to call it in because I've already called mine in. But before I go in and plant this bomb, 32-0. Hope you really liked it. Subscribe if you haven't already, and comment about your favourite moments on this map or what you think about this map, because I find this map really tough in comparison to a lot of other maps for all game types. And it's also the only map that I think is really quite well designed for domination, although Favela is pretty good for domination too. It's interesting, although Favela you can get the dirtiest spawn kills, and it's just horrendous. But anyway, about done here. Lots of love, Via English here. Gonna do a traditional Favela nuke or a traditional Karachi nuke next week, because I'm still working on my scrapyard one. If you don't like the sound of either of those, let me know and I'll do something else. Please comment and contribute. I'd love to know what you guys think, because right now the only thing, apart from my slowly improving editing skills, is you guys keeping it going. So, lots of love, Via English out.